Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first video you're clicking on of mine, I am Hailee. I am 19 weeks pregnant and 5 days as of today, and I've been promising you guys a pregnancy Q&A, so let's jump into it. So I have put a question box on my Instagram 2 times now. I have all of your questions screenshotted. I'm gonna answer as many as I can, or all of the ones that I think were just like the most requested or asked. I did go ahead and answer a few of these on the weekend that we announced, which is one of the questions actually, is when did we announce that we were pregnant? We announced at 15 weeks. I am currently, like I said, almost 20 weeks. We didn't really wait for any reason other than I just felt comfortable waiting until I was in my 2nd trimester to tell the world. I had already told, you know, friends and family, and that's another reason I wanted to tell all of my friends and family in person or via FaceTime before we posted it, just so I got to have those moments with everyone. Honestly, it was really nice just like having a secret that was just ours and having like a 3-month period of only Kyle and I knowing and telling our close friends and family. My family thought I was nuts when I told them at the end of August that I was gonna be waiting until mid-November to like tell everyone. They were like, no way that you're actually gonna do that. But we did, and mostly because we were taking our announcement photos that weekend. So I wanted to wait until we had our announcement photos, our announcement video, post all of that and kind of do it all at once. So 15 weeks is when we announced we were pregnant. Okay, I'm just gonna start at the beginning of these questions because I feel like there's a lot. I got a lot of questions asking for our due date. I don't think I'm gonna share my specific due date, but we are due late April. So as of now, we have a Taurus, which is exactly what my husband is. And if you haven't seen other 2 videos or my Instagram/TikTok, we're having a baby boy. So I'm literally getting a mini version of my husband. A little Taurus, a little boy. A lot of these questions were asking like, when are you finding out the gender? Did you do like the blood test? What did we do? So we actually went in for our 13-week appointment. We ended up doing the blood test, which is like the chromosome test. They sent the results to my phone and we didn't check them or look at them for another 1.5 weeks, which was so hard because we wanted to do the gender reveal with our family in Las Vegas. There's a whole video on that. We did an intimate gender reveal, just us 2, and then we had a little party with our family where we told them the gender, which I just loved so much. Like, I don't think we'll do that again for other babies in the future, but it was just really sweet to like find out us 2 and then get to tell all of our family because we were all together. So we found out right at 15 weeks. We just waited to find out, like for no reason other than that's when our gender reveal party was planned for. But we did go get an ultrasound, which will be in my 2nd trimester vlog. We went and got an ultrasound right before we left for Vegas for our gender reveal vow renewal weekend. Just for fun, so my mom could see the baby, so we could see the baby. And the ultrasound tech also wrote down in a little envelope the gender of the baby, so we used that when we did our gender reveal, like with the photographer. She opened the envelope, it said boy, and then we double checked it with our blood results on my portal, and that also said this is a boy. So 15 weeks for announcing and for finding out the gender, but at my doctor you could find out as early as 10 weeks. Our appointment was just set for 13 weeks, so we did the blood test then. I got a lot of questions like, what gender did we think the baby is, and like my old wives' tale symptoms. I have like thought the baby was a boy since the very beginning. I don't know if I like, you can't manifest a gender obviously, but since Kyle and I met in high school and started talking about, like, obviously when you're in high school, we're like, oh, we're totally getting married, we're gonna have a bunch of little boys. Like, that was always our dream. As we got older, we always said like, we're definitely having boys. Like, we just feel like we're gonna have a boy, or multiple boys would be the dream. But just having a boy is like my biggest dream. I always thought I would be a boy mom, and I think that was the happiest day of Kyle's whole life when we found out we were having a boy. So I thought it was a boy since the beginning. I think Kyle did too, but I just really had all of these feelings that it was a boy. And I'm kind of crazy because the week before we found out, I was at a charm bar like for an event, and I bought a blue heart charm and put it on my bracelet because I just like knew in my heart that it was a boy. But I really just like felt that way, and all of my symptoms almost lined up with boy. The main one being I have not been sick 1 time throughout my whole pregnancy. I got a lot of questions on like, how are you feeling? Are you nauseous? Did you have morning sickness? 0. Like, I feel so unbelievably lucky because honestly, I'm kind of a nauseous person in general. Like, I get nauseous super easily. I'm throwing up like pretty often from like being nauseous or just having a headache, like, and that hasn't happened to me at all, which I think my family was also very shocked by, because my older sister, who has 2 girls, had like extreme sickness all of her pregnancies, and I haven't been sick at all. So at first I was just like waiting and waiting until like the morning I woke up and felt sick like the movies, and it didn't come. So I just continued to take pregnancy tests, because I'm like, what if I'm not actually pregnant because I'm not sick? And I saw that's like a main symptom of having a boy, which is like an old wives' tale. All of these are, but no sickness, no morning sickness. My main symptom first trimester was that I could not stop eating. Like, I ate everything. I ate so much of everything. I felt like, compared to my normal appetite, I was always hungry. I would wake up and need food right away. And if I didn't eat, I would feel nauseous, but not like throw up nauseous. I just would like feel a little dizzy, and like I needed to get something in my system. So no morning sickness, which was boy. Our first appointment we went to, which was at 9 weeks, the heart rate was pretty high. The heart rate was 173. So we both looked at each other and we were like, oh, that sounds high. Like maybe it's a girl, because we just knew the old wives' tale is if it's below 140, boy, if it's above 140, girl. So then we went to our next appointment, which was like around 14 weeks, and the heart rate was 138. So we were like, under 140, it's giving boy. So that's another one of the old wives' tales. My cravings, if you believe in that old wives' tale, were all salty and sour. I like barely had any sweet cravings. I've been craving peanut butter, sourdough, sour candy, like very salty, very sour cravings, not many sweet. And if I was eating sweets, it's just because I was eating them in general and like them. They say acne/breakouts is for girl, and I would say I had like a few breakouts. So I was thinking like that might be my only old wives' tale girl symptom, but they really weren't like bad breakouts. And it was probably because I was eating whatever I wanted. Like, I'm eating so bad this pregnancy, not my normal diet. So I think my skin was just reacting to that. I've also been craving Dr. Pepper the past like 3 weeks, and I'm like, no wonder I'm getting a few blemishes, because I don't normally drink soda. So I'm like, my skin is probably like, what is going on right now? You're growing a human and you're eating bad and you're drinking soda. No wonder I'm getting a few breakouts. Carrying high and carrying low. I've seen carrying high as a girl old wives' tale and carrying low is for boys. My first 2 appointments, like where the baby was, seemed high is what my doctor said. So I was like, oh, maybe it's a girl. You know, like internally I was saying girl or boy every single day of my life, depending on a symptom, depending on what the doctor said, depending on heartbeat, whatever. But now I feel like actually having the bump, like I have a full bump, it's giving carrying low for sure. Like he is low, always on my right side, like hanging out. I would definitely don't feel like I'm carrying high anymore. Who am I to judge? I have no idea. I've never carried before, so. And the last one is my Chinese calendar. My Chinese calendar I did the minute I found out I was pregnant, because you can like put it into like a, like your, I think it's your conception month, your birth month or something like that. And I knew my exact conception date, which we'll get into in the next question. So I did that and it said boy. And I mean, Chinese calendar, who, everyone I've seen in my comments though are always like, Chinese calendar is always right. And ours was right. So those are my old wives' tales. Those are my symptoms. The next question I got asked a lot is, were we trying? Were we tracking? Did I prepare for pregnancy? Like that kind of thing. So anyone that knows my husband knows that he has been ready to be a dad for like 5 years now. I'd say since like we got married, he was like, let's do this. I took a little more time to come around. We always knew we both wanted kids. Obviously, I always knew I wanted to be a mom. I just had a lot of things I wanted to do first. And I felt like that was the time to be selfish before I had babies. I'm sure there's still a lot of things I want to do, a lot of things I will do. It's not like your life ends when you have kids. But I went to law school, we've moved to 2 different states since we got married. I graduated law school. I did a lot of stuff like personally with work, with social media, like got signed with a management company, just like a lot of goals I had on my list that I wanted to do before we got pregnant. So we kind of knew in early this year, early 2025, I actually put it on my mood board. See right here, my dreams, my goals for 2025. One of them was that we would get pregnant. We'd be lucky enough to get pregnant. So around February, March, we were kind of like, we're both ready. And I clearly wasn't going to try to get pregnant until after I graduated. So then we had a few months where we were like seeing people's baby announcements, seeing babies, and I felt like jealous. And I think that was the time that I was like, I'm ready. Like I'm seeing this, I'm desperate now to be a mom and to get pregnant and to like start this family. So I knew mentally I was ready. And I would say that's what I did most to prepare myself for pregnancy, is just like make sure I was mentally there. I was mentally ready. Kyle has been mentally ready, like I said, for 5 years now. So he was kind of waiting on me. And then I was like in the best shape I've been in for the past like 3 years. I was eating really healthy, diet-wise, working out every single day, which has been so nice because I've been able to work out every single day of pregnancy almost. I've had like a few days where I've gotten migraines or I've just been like too fatigued that I haven't wanted to work out, so I just haven't. I've been listening to my body, but I'm doing HIIT workouts, I'm going to Rumble, I'm walking 3 miles a day, like everything I was doing pre-pregnancy other than like heated workouts and hot Pilates, I am doing now with the approval of my doctor. So I was definitely body-wise in like the best shape I had been in, and mentally I was ready to get pregnant. So yes, we started trying 1 month before we got pregnant. So this was our 2nd month of trying, and I give it all to my Oura ring. I got a lot of questions about that. Did I use my Oura ring for tracking? Is that how we conceived? Yes, I use my Oura ring daily just for life, but also for cycle tracking. And I use natural cycles through Oura ring. So if you're trying to get pregnant, if you're trying to conceive, or just thinking about it for the future, Natural Cycles is an app that's amazing. It has an integration with Oura ring, and your Oura ring automatically takes your temperature for you every day. So when you wake up, it syncs to your Natural Cycles app and tells you what day in your cycle you're in, what day you'll be ovulating, what day is peak ovulation. So the first month that we tried, I had no idea like what I was looking for on Natural Cycles. It's like high fertility today, highest fertility, and like we were just like trying to figure it out with the app. And then the next month we went to Italy. We went to a beautiful dinner. We got really wine drunk, and that just happened to be the night of my ovulation. So I know the exact like day and night of conception, and all thanks to my Oura ring and Natural Cycles. So highly, highly recommend if you are on that journey. I got a few questions on how I told Kyle, how I told people. Most of those videos are on my Instagram and my TikTok of telling Kyle, of telling my sisters, of telling my mom. I'm gonna post a few more. And then I did a big reaction video of just like all of our friends and family in one. But we just kind of told everyone in a different way. The day I found out, because of my Natural Cycles app, and I just have a very consistent like 28-day cycle, I was supposed to start my period the night before, and I was going to brunch with one of my friends. That morning, Kyle had left to play golf that morning, and I was like getting ready for brunch, so I was in full hair and makeup, and I was like, I was supposed to start my period last night, and I'm never late. I'm very consistent, always start at night. And I was like, that's so weird, I didn't start. I was like, it's too early, I shouldn't take a test. And then I'm like getting ready, I'm like, I'm gonna think about it all day. Let me just take one. Kyle's not here, like this is the perfect time. So I go in, I take one, I videoed my reaction if you haven't seen that. Definitely did not think it was going to be positive, because the month before, like I said, we had tried, like our first month trying, it was negative, and then I was like super disappointed. So I was like, okay, I'll just take it really quick. And then when it was positive, I was crying, and I needed to leave my house in 10 minutes to make it to brunch with my friend. And I obviously couldn't tell her because I hadn't told Kyle. So I was just like keeping in this secret. I was shaking on my way to brunch. Like literally my hands were like not well. And on the way to brunch, I called Kyle and I was like, do you want to go to dinner tonight? And he was like, oh sure, where do you want to go? And we just like planned a nice dinner. He had no idea. And then I started filming like I was doing a brand deal outside. He definitely thought I was doing a brand deal, and I was like, oh, come get in this video with me. And he was like, do I have to? Like he thought he was getting in a brand deal with me. I was like, oh, just come get in. And that's how I told him. But you can go watch all of those videos on my Instagram, and I think I put them in YouTube Shorts, so they're all there. I got a lot of questions about, is pregnancy affecting my plan to take the February bar? So if you are new here, like I said, I was supposed to take the bar in July. I graduated law school in May, so the normal track for a law student is to graduate and take the bar within the 3-month period of graduation, because the bar exam is only twice a year. It's every 6 months, which is really awful because obviously I did not take the July bar. There was an issue with my application process through my law school, so I wasn't able to take the Tennessee bar, but I have already applied for the February bar here in Tennessee. They haven't sent out whether or not your application has been accepted to take the bar, but fingers crossed that that goes through well. And I'm taking the bar on my birthday, unfortunately. It's February 24th and 25th. So that's my plan, is to take it. I will be 7 months pregnant, which is not ideal, but I've already started my study program. I'm about 120 hours into my study program out of 300. So I'll be buckling down in the next 2.5 months to hopefully pass and never have to take the bar or worry about studying for the bar ever again. So send some prayers up for your pregnant birthday girl on February 25th, because sitting in a chair for 6 hours straight, 2 days in a row at 7 months pregnant, like does not sound ideal at all. And I had a friend at my law school who took the July bar pregnant, and she said she had to apply for an accommodation so that she could sit next to the bathroom, so that she could sit on like a comfort pillow instead of just like, because your back and your tailbone at that point, I'm sure it's unbearable. You have to get a doctor's note, you have to apply for an accommodation with the Tennessee bar in order to do that. So I'm gonna try and do all of that once I get accepted to take the bar. I'll apply for whatever accommodations I can, I guess, just so I can make the process not so awful. I mean, it's already awful for everyone. The bar exam is awful and impossible, and I just send all my love to everyone who's ever taken it or studying for it, and we're in the same boat. So yes, I am taking the bar exam in February. Wish me luck. Registry. I got a lot of questions about my registry. I am not going to share the link to my registry. First of all, privacy reasons, and second of all, I don't want anyone to feel like they should buy me a gift at all. But I am going to link everything that I put on my registry on my Amazon storefront for you guys, so you can see what I'm buying, what products I'm asking for. I made a pretty small registry because I'm only having one baby shower, and honestly, Kyle and I are fortunate enough that we can buy a lot of the things, you know, for ourselves that our baby will need. We have great parents that are buying a lot of things for us and supporting us, but I did make a registry. It's through Baby List, which I just found so easy for sure. And I have so many people in my life that have sent me like recommendations for what they've used, and I feel like I got really good stuff on my list. So if you're looking for my baby recommendations for the registry, I'm gonna put the link below for my Amazon storefront. It has everything that's on my registry linked there, so you guys can shop the same things as me, or if you're looking to buy a gift for someone who's pregnant, everything is there. When am I having a baby shower? My baby shower is gonna be after the bar, obviously. Like I just said, I'm taking the bar at 7 months pregnant, and I'm due late April, so I really only had March to have a baby shower because I do not want to be stressed with studying, and I don't want to be distracted. So we're gonna do March, which is so exciting. We already booked the venue here in Tennessee, and it's like the venue I've been dreaming of for a baby shower. I love it so much. I'm so excited. And I'll of course share all of that with you guys when it happens in March. Okay, I got a lot of questions about the name. Do we have the name? A few name guesses. Like what does the name fit into as far as like traditional family name, weird, crazy. So I've had a boy name and a girl name for years. I think I've had my boy name for like 8 years, and I've had the girl name since I was like 12. So I've had them in my notes app for years. We're not telling anyone the name, only Kyle and I know, and I just want to keep it that way until he's here. But yes, we know the name, we know the full name. I love it so much. Like, it's my favorite name ever, obviously, and my family hates me because we will not share the name with anyone, and it's definitely my fault. Kyle's like, why not? I don't want to. And it's not because it's weird. I mean, I definitely don't think it's a common name at all. I probably heard it once. I've heard it once from the person that I got it from, and other than that, I don't think I've ever heard it as a name. I'm sure a lot of people are named it, but it's just not a very common name. But it's not like a crazy weird name like Apple or something. So my family definitely thinks it's like something nuts because I won't share it, but it's really not. I don't think it is. So yes, we have a name. My latest cravings. I already told you guys on here, I think, that Dr. Pepper has been my craving for the past like 2 weeks. Don't know why. Tomato soup. For like 3 or 4 weeks now, I've been craving tomato soup. Oh, and this week and last week, those little Yoplait vanilla yogurts with the M&M crunch, like Yoplait crunch or something. Big craving. Like, we have like 5 packs of them in the fridge because I like them for breakfast. I like them for dessert. Like, they're just perfect. So those are some of my weird cravings right now. I got a few questions on my workout routine. I kind of already answered that. And if I'm working out throughout pregnancy, I am. I have been very consistent, luckily, with my workouts because I've had high energy and I haven't been feeling sick. I would say I work out 5 days a week, and I have throughout all of my pregnancy. And I would say I move my body like 6 or 7 days a week. I'm going on a walk every day, even if I'm not working out. But my normal routine is a workout video at home and a walk, or go to Rumble, which is my like HIIT workout class. But I've been very consistent and I've been feeling really good. And honestly, mentally, working out makes me feel the best. So I'm so glad I've been able to like keep that going through pregnancy because my body is definitely changing, and I'm definitely gaining weight like you're supposed to do throughout pregnancy, but it is mentally hard when you felt like you were in really good shape before, you were eating really well before. I'm definitely not eating really well right now at all. I'm growing a human, so it's totally fine, but like mentally being able to move my body and work out and just like feel like I'm staying in somewhat shape even though I'm growing a human has been like really important for me mentally. It's not for everyone, but for me, I honestly miss hot Pilates so badly, you guys. Like fresh out the slammer, the first thing I'm going for is crispy tuna rice, hot Pilates, and then sleeping on my stomach. Those are the three things. That alcohol has not mattered for me at all. I have not missed it like at all, which is crazy because I love an espresso martini. I love champagne. Have not missed alcohol. I love a good mocktail at dinner with friends if we're just like out socially, but crispy tuna rice, spicy tuna roll has been the #1 hardest. And then I had to give up hot Pilates, which I just love so much. You can't really do anything heated per my doctor. Like everyone take your own doctor's advice, but I did have to cancel my hot Pilates membership until after baby is here. So I'll be back for you. I got a few questions on birth plan, how I feel about home birth, which is a hard no for me, and like having a birth plan. I genuinely will do what the doctor tells me to do, whatever. My husband's mother has delivered babies for years. She is in women's health. She will be in the room with us. So I'm glad she'll be there to, you know, speak for me if needed, but whatever the doctor tells me is going to get my baby here safely and keep me safe, you know, first priority baby, second priority me. I am very down for it. I have zero knowledge about giving birth, delivery. I'm gonna read up on it. We're gonna take a birthing class. We're gonna take a newborn class. Like we're gonna do all of that, but I definitely trust my doctor. I love her, she's great. I have no medical experience, so whatever she says is what I'm doing. Whatever my nurses say, like me and Kyle are fresh and new at this. Like we'll take all the advice of our moms and of my sister, but whatever the doctor says, I trust. No home birth for me. I will be getting the epidural, hopefully. I will be medicated. I have a very low pain tolerance, so give me the epidural, whatever we can to make it easy and safe and have a healthy baby. Okay, I got a few questions on how many kids we want ideally, how many years apart. Honestly, we've always talked about having a lot of kids. We both come from families. There's 5 of us and 3 of his brothers and sisters, so we both knew we want somewhere in between that number, probably like 3 or 4. And that also depends on like how it goes, you know, like how delivery goes.
Okay, I found this on the web for history between 3 or 4.
Excuse me? How delivery goes for us, if it's smooth and an easy process, which I know it's gonna be hard and painful, but yeah, I feel like that will all play a factor in it. But so far my pregnancy, knock on wood, has been really, really smooth and nice. And like I've enjoyed it so much. I've enjoyed the whole process of being pregnant. So we definitely want more children, God willing, and that's our plan, probably somewhere between 3 or 4. We don't really have like an ideal age gap. Kyle and his brother are only like a year apart, and then his sister is a few years younger than him. Me and my sisters are like 3.5 years apart, almost exactly. And I love our age gap, so like somewhere in between there, like not a huge age gap or anything, but obviously we have no idea how life is gonna pan out, and we'll just see how it goes. But definitely more children, hopefully. Definitely want to have a big family, both of us, so that would be ideal. I got some questions on, do we have a nursery? Do we have a plan for the nursery? The nursery is the room next door. If you watch the first trimester vlog, it is just an empty room, but there are lots of things in the closet now. We're acquiring outfits, we're acquiring some gifts and some baby necessities that are all filling up in the closet, but we are going to design the nursery with an interior designer, just because I'm gonna be really busy studying for the bar and I want it to be so homey and perfect and somewhere I just like love spending time. So I already have the vision board for that and the theme and all of that. So coming soon, all of that content I'll definitely share. But I feel like I answered a lot of the questions. If you guys have more, you can always ask them in the questions below. Send me a DM. I will respond to as many as possible. I hope I answered your question. If you asked one, I feel like I got to most of them. So thank you so much for being here. Love you guys so much, and thanks for watching.